going back to now to the Chiefs and playing the Chargers, Patrick Mahomes has looked pretty ordinary this season. His numbers look ordinary when he's out there. It looks like he's struggling a little bit just to read defenses that used to come to him like automatically in the past. He's now staring and still not throwing it, and sometimes throwing it and it's not going where it needs to go, sometimes to the other team. He doesn't do that often. But I'm not even going to say the pressure of a three-peat is on his mind. When you're in the game, you're not thinking three-peat. You're thinking about the game in front of you and the dude trying to break your ass in this game. So
I think it's probably an overall lack of focus. You know, when you've been to 2 straight Super Bowls and you won them both, your goal is to win 3, but are you really determined and focused? Like, that's our goal. You know, we were so close last year. We got to get it done this year. They don't have that. They don't have that motivation. So, again, like we talked about in the past, or at least I said, it's going to be difficult for them, I think, to maintain that focus throughout the season. Now, depending on their record, once you start getting to week 15, 16, they start smelling the playoffs, I think you're going to see the old Chiefs. But we're 11 weeks
Rashee Rice?
We're 11 weeks away from week 15.
Yeah, but Rashee Rice, though, was a big piece of that puzzle. And if they could bring someone in, though, significant.
Yeah, I think, but as long as they still have Kelsey, like you can send Worthy deep and he's going to open up the middle of the field.
Yeah, that guy just – yeah, but you know what? With one less person to worry about as a wide receiver, that rookie's going to have a trouble. They'll double team him or they'll just make defense.
Kelsey gets open regardless. If he has more room to operate, it just makes it that much easier.
And, even last season, he was dropping passes. He wasn't really Kelsey-esque from the pass last season. This year, he's just a slow but steady. He's not even as explosive as we know him to be. And you just write it off as being an aged tight end. But, yeah, I still think Kansas City is going to go somewhere. I just don't believe they're going to represent in the AFC this year as far as the Super Bowl goes. I'm going back and sticking with Baltimore again. It looks like they finally opened up the bottle, and they may just be able to do that. But, hey, the whole NFL is looking better with teams that you didn't expect, starting with Minnesota. And this happens to be the NFC because Minnesota, and now you have Tampa. We thought we had New Orleans. Now they're in their second loss in a row. And Atlanta, the team that people talked about, but I still was like, what the hell they're saying? They're winning now.
Yeah, they're 2-2?
They're 2-2.
That's better than Bears are 2-2.
I would expect it.
Yeah. I mean, 2-2 that's not really much to write home about. We'll see what happens in the coming games.
I remember seeing reports about them being a dark horse, and I'm like, a dark horse, really?
Yeah, I remember that. People were picking up for the playoffs.
Bijan Robinson, the running back, is nothing special. I thought so when he came out of college. He's looking like that in the NFL. He had a solid rookie year. Now he's getting like 2-3 yards a carry. He's kind of like DeAndre was just up. DeAndre Swift in Chicago was just doing that recently, but he's doing that now for like the 4th straight game, not really breaking through as a top running back in the draft like he was last year should be doing. But either way, the NFC East, Dallas, even though they beat the Giants, so what? Everyone beats the Giants. I think the Commanders may be the team there because Philly, they could probably bully the bad teams with that defense, but I still think it's a Jalen Hurts problem. And it's not going to get solved or get remedied this year. And so I think the ascending team and the obvious team would be the Commanders of all teams. It starts with the quarterback, and it looks like he's only going to get better. Another second pick overall in the draft, just like C.J. Stroud was last year. Blowing it up, man. Don't take too hard. You don't need that number 1 pick. Wait for number 2. And if you're going to break the number 2, just be a Jet because that year you get Trevor Lawrence, who I wanted. Glad I didn't get him. But then we got the second best guy, Zach Wilson. Didn't want him. So look at how that turned out. So that only happens to the Jets, no one else.